How is Askren going to do with Lawler?
Oh man.
I mean, I'd say the 2008 Olympians have had a pretty good run.
Yeah, and the ironic part
UFC,
about it,
correct.
Chael, is in 2008 was probably the worst Olympic team that we had. I think since like 72 or 70 or 68. I forget what year, but somehow we killed it in the sport of mixed martial arts. So ironically, from the worst Olympic team probably ever to probably the most successful and recognized team probably on the planet.
So you didn't answer my question. I mean, is he going to be all right here?
Oh,
Because
Ben,
Robbie does well with wrestlers. I mean, we got to give Robbie some credit.
yeah, Ben. I think Ben is the toughest matchup in the world. I think when people think about, he's a Damian Maya plus 10. Like he's just godly, man. He shows up, he'll beat anybody in the world. Right. And Ben shows up, but he could also get knocked out by anybody in the world.
For sure.
Too. So
for sure. I mean, it's a hard matchup. I feel like people are overlooking it.
Yeah.
Because Robbie's not going to build it up much, which puts Ben in a tough spot. So Ben's going after everybody but Robbie. That's a tough match for both guys.
Yeah, I think if Robbie wins, you'll knock him out in the first round. If Ben wins, it's gonna be a grind.
How close do you follow wrestling now?
Close.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at Dake Taylor, Jaden Cox, 2020. Who goes where?
Oh, damn. From what I've heard, and I'm pretty in with this, is Jaden Cox is actually going to go up and challenge Kyle Snyder.
All right. Has to, right? Because of weight. Is that the issue? He can't get down.
Yeah, I think he's a big boy.
Okay.
And then I believe Dake is going to go down and wrestle Burroughs.
Wow.
And I believe David Taylor's pretty much going to have a bye to the Olympics. Leading up to the games. So
I have David Taylor at the Wrestler of the Year. Am I right? All around Wrestler of the Year.
I think you're right.
Yeah, taking out the Iranian twice. Mm-hmm. Took out Azerbaijan, who was the Olympic champion in 2012. Yeah. I mean, it was a hard
unscored
road.
On. I think he was unscored at the Worlds too, right?
Dake was, Taylor was scored on. In fact,
no, I'm saying Dake. You're talking about Taylor or Dake?
I was moved up to Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking Taylor.
Oh, so you think Taylor's
I thought he was because of his path. Yes, I thought it was a very hard path, very hard season.
Yeah, he beat Yazdani.
Twice.
Yeah.
Plus the 2012 Olympic champion. Took out 2 Olympic champions this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's a toss between him and Dake, I'll be honest with you. Because Dake is... But then again, you're probably right because David Taylor is the Olympic weight.
Right.
So you're right. It's,
And you have to give some credence to that.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. And I hear the same thing that Jaden Cox is going to go up against Schneider, which is very interesting. They got a past. Mm-hmm. Jaden has beaten him before. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't predict that he will beat him 2020, but it sure makes things interesting. Then again, I wanted to predict that Schneider was going to take out Varner. Why would I? He was 19 years old taking on an Olympic champion. I mean, wrestling in America right now is so underrated. There's never been a better time to be a wrestling fan. And I do feel like so many people miss it, particularly our own mixed martial arts audience. I feel like if you love MMA, you would watch some wrestling if you knew where to find it, knew where it was at.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Chael, don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself because everybody, when Sabdulayev wrestled Snyder this last year, I was like, people in the jiu-jitsu world and the MMA world, they're like, hey man, Kyle Snyder, they were talking about the match. I'm just like, damn. That's when it kind of hit me that social media and the internet's just, dude, it's giving a lot of attention to our sport.
That hurt, bro. I will tell you, I stayed up, I think it was 3 or 4 in the morning. Where are they wrestling? Budapest. 3 or 4 in the morning. Stayed up for that match. And we're not guaranteed to get that match again. Schneider will do his part, but Sajalayev is not going to enter any tournaments unless he has to. So we're not guaranteed that match. And even if they both come back to the Worlds, they got to make it through killers to get to the finals. It hurt. Seeing that and seeing it so quickly, as a wrestling fan, I mean, I felt for Schneider, but also as a fan, I wanted to see more minutes. I did. I wanted to see some exchanges there.
Well, now, and in 2017... Yeah, so they wrestled last year, which is 2017 when they wrestled. I felt like Sabdulayev was a little small, and me and my brother had talked about it. And he was like, "Man, if Sabdulayev gains a little bit of weight and it fills into that weight class, Kyle Snyder's in trouble."
Sure,
because he's a technical wizard. I have never, Chael, The first time I saw him win the Worlds at 18 years old, I said, this guy's going to be the greatest of all time. What he did to that Cuban and freaking teched him in 20, 30 seconds. Yep. The dude slapped him. He looked at him and said, you're mine. When he did that, and then he did what he did, I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this kid is incredible.
That Cuban, by the way, wasn't just some new guy. He was in the finals the year before. I don't know if you know that. He was a returning world silver medalist. And yes, Cejudo teched him.
Yeah, he did that to him. So, I mean, I think now looking at it now, because let's be honest, man, Cejudo has filled into that weight class. Yeah. Now is going to be who's going to make the adjustments. Is going to be is Kyle Snyder going to continue to keep lifting weights and getting stronger and be, he's already, I believe he's already plateaued, man. Or is he, and what's Cejudo going to do? Cejudo is getting more technical. He's getting savvier. So there's an adjustment that has to be done with Kyle in order for him to beat him again. They wrestle again. If he doesn't beat him, he will never beat him, man. And that's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. I agree. It will be disappointed as a wrestling fan, but I do look forward. I mean, we're going to have to count. We got to wait 11 more months. No, trust me,
I'm a huge Kyle. I love Kyle Snyder, man. Like, I look up to him. Like, when people ask me, like, Henry, who do you look up to? I'm like, dude, Jordan Burroughs, Kyle Snyder, the world champs of wrestling. Like, these are the guys that I admire. But I hope he makes that transition, man. I hope he finds the right opponent person, makes those adjustments, because this guy right here is not only a killer, but he's a technical machine.
Gable Stevens, Minnesota. Are you following this guy?
Yeah.
Heavyweight, 18 years old. Never in my life, Henry, have I thought somebody would be a 4-time NCAA champion. Even Chael, even Stiebler, even Dake. I never predicted that they would do it. They just went out and did it. I expect, I would be shocked if it was not, if Gable did not win the NCAA's 4-time, if he was ever beat. And you know what else, Henry? True freshman, he may not give up a takedown at the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
And you know what? You know I lead into him? I don't know how close you're following him. I lead into him because I have a piece of information that I don't know if it's accurate or not, but the word around the Big Ten is that he's going to wrestle this year, win NCAA's, take an Olympic redshirt year, do what he can in the Olympics, go right into mixed martial arts. Walk away, not try to win 4 titles. That's the rumor going around the Big Ten. I don't know where that came from, but I'm now going to share it with you. He was training with Brock. Brock's at Minnesota. Brock's going in there, getting ready for Daniel Cormier. Could be interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be a mistake. I feel like him jumping into mixed martial arts would just be a mistake. He's still a puppy, man.
Sure.
As big of a monster and a giant and that he is, I mean, it would. If I was to give him some advice, is don't get into this game until you fulfill your dreams, until you do what you got to do in the sport of wrestling. Because there's a lot of phenoms out there, but being experienced in the sport of wrestling, becoming a champion at the highest levels, that's only going to help carry you into the sport of mixed martial arts. His brain's still developing. He's a giant, but he's developing. He's probably still growing too.
Yeah. Well, heavyweight's a different deal. You're not a lock to be a star or a great fighter at heavyweight. You're just not. If you can't be light on your feet and bounce around, some of those guys get too big. The great heavyweights, you were bringing up Kane earlier, but Kane's right around 240. Stipe's around 240. Daniel Cormier moves up from 205. You don't really have a lot of those really big guys. In fact, I'll throw a name at you that we all thought would be the new bear in there, but it just didn't work out, was Steve Mocco. And some of that was he was so big. When it came to being light, and so it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was.
So before he gives up his education, I guess I'm arguing with you, right? When Gable hears this, I'm arguing with you. I don't think he should rush it either. I think he should stay in school, use that scholarship.
Yeah, but no, I think that's just a rumor. I think the kid's smart enough. I think he's got great parents too. Like this sport too, MMA. Like he's not gonna jump into the UFC right away either. Like he's gonna be fighting in freaking some backyard somewhere in Mississippi.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's gonna go from NCAA. Wrestling in front of 20,000, 25,000 people to a backyard in Mississippi,
trying to get recognized.
Yeah,
right.
And guys are throwing beer cans as you're fighting, like.
Right.
But anyways, Gabe, don't make that mistake, man. Please.